Hi guys, Chris Sloans here from BOP Gaming, soon to go solo on my own YouTube channel. I've just literally bought the DCS module by, I think it's Balsam Tech, of the F86 Sabre. Not really sure why I picked this over the MiG. Probably the visual sort of side of things, that you can actually you can see out of the front window, which is always nice. I don't know whether it's just me, but I kind of get a little bit agitated. I like to see. I fly the Hawk now and again, and then you go from that to something like the MiG-21, and you can't really see a lot. Watching a few videos, a few reviews by the usual suspects. I can't even remember what they're called. Bunyap Sims, I think it is done one of them, and I just thought, why not? I might as well run with the Sabre and see what it's all about. So I haven't flown just yet. I thought I'd just take yous on a bit of a crazy ride with me while I try and figure out what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing with this. Apologies for sounding probably half asleep, but I've got a bit of man flu at the minute, which is never good. Anyone else who's ever had man flu will probably feel me pain. So we'll go full throttle. Don't really know what kind of speeds I should be starting to. Well, I pretty much want it to come up by itself there, so we get the flaps up as well. That's the one. And pretty much straight off the bat, you can see that this little monster has a pretty special thrust to weight ratio by the looks of it. Climbed very easily there. I don't know whether the trim is off or whether it's just sort of while it's accelerating, but it seems to be kind of going all over the place at the minute. One thing that I've noticed fairly early on, I don't know whether it's something to do with this module or the actual graphics itself of DCS, but the canopy has a massive amount of reflections in it. Like I say, that may just be the time of the day that I'm flying and sort of the light reflecting maybe with it being, I think it's set at about 7:30 at night or in the evening, so the sun is quite low anyway, so it could well be that. We'll maybe test that out. I prefer flying at this time of day because it looks nicer, sort of dusk or dawns generally when I'm just doing a bit of a free flight generally when I do it, just because visually it looks a lot nicer that time of day. So it does seem a bit of a pain in the arse to trim. Very minor. Well, again, to be honest with you, compared to things like the A10, it's very similar. Very minor trim adjustments, whereas the Hawk, it's like someone's standing behind the plane hitting the rudders and everything else with a sledgehammer. You press trim up once and the bloody thing nearly does a loop. So, but like I say, I've got nothing kind of specific planned for this. I thought I'd kind of take it out, take it for a little fly, see what I think of it, do a little video of it, of kind of me probably crashing when I try and land it, possibly blacking out when I'm trying to turn. I'm probably stalling in mid-air and not knowing how to start it again. I literally haven't done anything on it yet. I've just downloaded it, installed it, and bought it. I thought I'd do that because I wanted a couple along with the Albatross, which I will be buying probably today as well at some point, I would have thought. But I picked this over the MiG probably because of the fact you can see out the canopy. I'm used to flying things like the Hawk, where you've got when it's not something as technical as the A10, I like to be able to kind of see where I'm flying. The MiG, generally most of the Russian kind of jets, the canopy's designed in a way that you haven't really got you can't really see a massive amount out of the front of the canopy. There's probably some sort of design reasoning behind why they do it, but I prefer being able to kind of see what the situation is. One thing as well I'll mention actually before I forget, because I'll not make a proper video about it, because I always think of videos to do and then never end up doing them, as you can probably tell, anyone who bothers to watch this. If anyone has any frame rate issues with DCS like I did. I've got a half decent spec, nothing super, but I've got a decent spec PC, and I was getting 20 frames per second average, which in this, for some reason, it's still playable. A lot of games, 20 FPS is just unbearable. I don't know whether it's because you're up in the air, you don't notice it as much unless you're kind of looking at the ground and you're in the A10 trying to target something, then you really notice. But I've done a little bit of digging on the DCS forums to kind of have a look at if there was anything that would drastically improve my FPS. Now, there's quite a few different ways of doing so, and loads of ideas. There's probably about 20 or 30 different threads about it as well, some with loads of replies and some with none. To be honest with you, I messed around with a few things, and probably the biggest improvement that I've found, I know obviously DCS 1.5 and DCS 2 will be out soon, but the biggest improvement I found was when you're in the options, you've got I think it's called preload radius, which obviously preloads an area kind of in advance of you getting there, I would imagine, so that it's a bit less stress on either your GPU or your CPU. Probably the CPU, I would have thought. But when I looked, I mean, that was set quite high. But when I looked at my CPU usage, even though I was getting shit FPS, it was only on like 15. It was about 15%, and that's with stuff running in the background as well. So I wasn't 100% sure what the hell was going on. So I dropped that down as far as it'll go, which is about 100, I think. And it boosted my FPS from about 20 to, I'll load it up now, I've got 47 FPS at the moment, and that's with OBS running and recording in the background as well. This is from a normal hard drive. I've got an Asus HD 7870, I think the graphics card is. Like I say, it's not anywhere near a sort of super spec PC at all, to be honest with you. And it's massively, I mean, I did do some other tweaks as well, as per some of the threads on the forum, so it is still worth looking at some of them, because there's some I think it's the Lua files, the graphics files that you change some settings on and things like that. They did improve a little bit as well, but the biggest boost by an absolute mile was dropping the preload radius down to the very lowest it can go. No idea why it's made a big difference, but it has, and to be honest, I can still run stuff in the background without any issues at all. So anyone who's having any FPS issues, I'd highly recommend it, to be honest with you. It may just be me, it may be something that is a pretty generic sort of fix or improvement, so it will be interesting to see how other people get on with this as well, to let us know whether it is just me or whether this benefits other people. Ooh, holy shit. Yeah, so to be fair, it flies quite nicely, to be honest with you. I'm a tad bit lost. Is that the sea out there? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it flies quite nice, so what I'll do is I'll fly around a bit and join you back in shortly. So I've attempted numerous times now to land this thing. I'm gonna have to cut the video into about 15,000 million fucking parts to hopefully show you something that even resembles a landing, because I've had landing gear failures every fucking time I've tried. Now I don't know whether that's something, well, it's obviously something I'm doing wrong. I don't know whether I'm trying to do it too fast for speed, whether mapping it to my button that I've got on my HOTAS is an issue. I don't know what it is, but something isn't going particularly well for us, which at the minute it's starting to frustrate us a little bit. It is getting a bit late, and I have got a long day at work tomorrow, which is on my mind a little bit as well, which is probably affecting, not an excuse. I am bad at the game, or at the sim in general anyway, but it would have been nice to, I was hoping, my plan at the beginning of the night was jump in this, buy this module, jump in the module, knock a video out of me flying it around like some sort of seasoned veteran, saying look at this, it's beautiful plane, look how well modelled it is, it handles brilliantly, this, that and the other, this, look how easy it is to land. Look at this, I am awesome. And yeah, it's once again DCS comes along and gives you a big old steel toe cap boot right in the bollocks, and pretty much tells you to do one, because if you don't really know what you're doing, DCS isn't exactly a game that doesn't prove it to you every fucking chance it gets. So it's not a bad thing though. Anyone who's watching this probably understands exactly what I'm going through, and if you don't, tell us your secret, because this is frustrating. I suppose it is my first maybe half hour or so in the plane anyway, so it's not like I've been spending weeks on it and I'm no further forward. This is my first night, so I do kind of have a little bit of an excuse. So I'm going to come in and get the old air brake out, get the speed down a little bit. Right, speed is down, gaining altitude. Let's get the nose down. Right, let's get the gear down. Please stay down this time. All fucking three wheels, hopefully. Don't think they're down. To be honest with you, shit happens. I am not attempting to record this landing anymore, because I'm failing miserably every single time. What the fuck am I doing? So coming in massively too low, massively probably too quick as well. I want to deploy the air brake. And yeah, I don't know whether the wheel was down. I think so. Well, doubt it. But at least it's on the ground, and I can stop attempting to record a video. So let's have a look. What have I done? Yeah, yet again, exactly the same as it has done all night. The wheel kind of half comes down, half doesn't. Well, yeah, shit happens. So there you go, that is the F86 Sabre. Hopefully next time I show you, do a video on this, hopefully I'll know how to actually get the landing gear to stay the fuck down. And anyone who's bared with this whole video, you're a fucking saint, because if I was watching, I wouldn't have. So yeah, thanks for watching.